How's it everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're back once again in Scattered Island, and today I thought I'll start off by looking at this beautiful autumn time, or fall as some like to call it. I love these colors, man. When we're in autumn, I get so happy. The mix of all of the fall trees with the green trees, I think it just gives a highlight to the landscape that is just absolutely stunning. Anyways, everybody, so last week we started off by setting up a whole lot of fire coverage for all the different areas, and I realized that I still have a couple of dead spots and a little logic that I think I want to change. So if I remember right, I had a fire station right here that cover there it is. Yeah, so I have a firehouse right here that covers Greenpoint, and I currently have nothing that covers Greenpoint Cove. So I thought I would do a couple of updates where I can update places like this to include not just one additional area, but get them to overlap. So my logic is that if I have a firehouse here, I wanted to cover this area and that area. For example, I have a firehouse somewhere around here. It's covering these two areas, but I want to extend it to also cover maybe this area so that I have a slight overlap in the areas that are covered by the firehouses, just so that, you know, should, let's say, this firehouse, for example, run out of fire stations while servicing these two areas, then one of the other ones can hopefully extend through and provide assistance. So I just want to do that very quickly, and then we are going to jump into the order of today. Okie dokie. So I have put one firehouse here to cater for this industrial area. This is a place that is a very big eyesore for me every time I look at it, because I feel like it should look way better than it currently does. But I'm being patient. I'm gonna get around to it, I know. So I'm not stressing myself too much about it. But I think that should be a lot of the areas covered. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I have set these ones just yet. Let me set these quickly. Okay, I think that should be enough. That should cover pretty much most of the areas. I think lastly, let me just put a quick one around this place and then assign one of the stations to it. All right, so that should be pretty much all the areas covered now, and we should have fire coverage, at least for the most part. Each of the firehouses should cover at least 2 districts, hopefully providing a little bit more safety. All right, now to the order of the day. So the academic institution, or the research institute, Hillside Research Institute, is up and running. And what I want to do now is to set up a town around here that is going to feed employees to a lot of these buildings. As you can see, most of them don't have enough employees because I don't have a lot of well-educated and highly educated people. And I believe those come from the elementary school and the high school, if I'm not mistaken. And we do have quite the shortage in elementary school, and what I want to do is I want to get at least 2 or 3 elementary schools into this area and at least a high school into this area as well. I think the college should be fine, but I might try and squeeze one in somewhere, probably around here, because I want to do a big residential sprawl in and around all of this space. So this whole area is going to be residential sprawl. I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of this in just today. I'm not at all thinking I'm that ambitious, but what I am thinking is that we can start off the town. So have a small town center around here, nothing too out of this world, and then very quickly develop residential areas in and around the space. All right, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so we've reclaimed quite a bit of land around Lona Lake. We're gonna put the main center here, and I also reclaimed quite a lot of land here because what I want is for the residential areas to sit between all of these little hills that exist. So we're gonna try and weave all the residential areas in between. What I've decided I want to do is that I want to try and maintain this as an expressway, so the highway, to just keep the traffic flowing between all of these areas that we're going to build, and then at various places we'll have branch offs and some little funky intersections that cars get off and then dive immediately into the residential spaces. I hope that the areas will still be conducive enough to have family homes and stuff like that with an expressway basically running through it. So I realized that I just jumped into things, didn't even talk about what my plan was, because that's the reason for that is that I'm hoping to get a lot done today. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot of building, more time lapse than anything else, and then in between I'll try and take a pause from time to time to just explain hopefully what I'm doing. But the whole aim is we're gonna keep this just a residential area, so most of the density will be here, and then once I get out across this road, it's just residential sprawl more than anything else. All right, without further ado, people, let us get building. New signature, the Gatehouse Residences. Ooh, interesting, highly decorated residential building whose tower designs invoke the feeling of magic and fantasy in its residents and everyone nearby. Ooh, that sounds fancy. I think this might be something we can plonk. Ooh, you know what? Let's plonk it here. I think this is it. Yeah, I'm gonna plonk it right here. Ooh, yeah. We'll plonk it right there. And then we'll put something around it. Give it like a little yard space or something. Oh, I like that. All right, let's continue. All right, let's take stock of where we are at, and the space is developing. I wanted a little. I'm not sure if I want more high density than this, right? I'm honestly not sure. I don't want to go too high. I really want to keep this place a residential area sprawl that is, up and coming. And so far, the few high buildings that I have, I'm not sure if I should shift them all down to this side, but the problem is that because we've got so many bendy roads, things will not line up nicely. Maybe these ones could actually be higher density. I think if these are higher density, it might look just a tad bit better. So let me make these a little higher density items, and then let's see what they look like once they have all grown. But otherwise, this place is shaping up something I had wanted to try. You know what? Let's try this real time, and then we'll move on to the other areas. I wanted to see if I could create something here that looks like a pier, not a pier, well, I guess a pier / a marina type thing. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that has a look. That is something. It's nice and low. It's a place that people can go out to the sea. Maybe a tad bit too low. Let's see. Let's get rid of them over here, and let's see if I can get it to come up just a tad bit higher than it does. So maybe to about that height. There we go. I think that's better. And then we'll just create a little something off of it, and let's see what that looks like. How's that? So we got some water activities that take place on Lona Lake. I think that adds just a small little element of something new to the place. All right, let's expand out this area. Oh, how accidents just love to happen. How they just love to happen. Right there. Of course. Right there. All right, so we've filled out a lot of the space, which is it's good. I like as soon as I plonk down an elementary school, it hits capacity immediately. But anyways, we're getting somewhere. Let me see. So we're slowly making our way back up, which is good. What's going on here? I think I missed the spot. People. Let's fill it in. Now, turning our attention to here. I want to get a high school in here and then houses that just run a little bit up the hill. I'm not 100% sure how to get a road in here. Maybe off of Franklin Highway, we bring in a road. Or maybe off of this intersection, we bring in a road into this area. I'm not quite sure. Let me give that a think and see. Alright, so after some deliberations with myself, I've decided I'm not going to put the school here. And that's because the landscape here just rises very, very quickly in that direction and also in that direction. So putting the school here plonked it inside some kind of like a small depression that didn't look very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plonk it on the side. I'm going to just level out this place a bit because we don't have a lot of land to work with. So trying to work this tiny little hill that is here into the rest of the terrain and the roads is going to be extremely difficult. So what I'll do is that I will level out this place a little bit just so that the school and the roads around it blends a lot better with the surroundings. We'll start off by extending this road over here, then we'll get into putting the road layouts. Okay, let's take stock of where we are at. We have filled in this entire area. I was trying to rush it before the winter hits because we are now at -2, and as soon as the rain hits, it's going to start snowing. But yeah, we've got this entire area in, massive residential expansion built around the school. I like this little depression that takes place here. I think that adds a bit of life to it. So they've got an elementary school here to try and boost the capacity. I think we're tracking quite well on it, going up. So if we can get maybe another one in at around that space when we expand out that way, I think that should help meet a lot of the demand. I always knew this place was going to create a little bit of traffic because it is a bottleneck in terms of the way into this area. But for now, I'm going to leave it. It's mostly residential developments as well anyway, so I don't expect it to be too bad just yet. I think all of this is looking very, very good. I can't wait for all these trees to grow out because I think that's going to add so much life. All right, the winter is going to hit, but that is all right. We are going to continue our development along here, and go out in that direction. All right, so I decided to let the winter pass. As soon as it started snowing and everything turned white, I was like, no, I'm not in the mood. So I just left the game running and disappeared for 4 hours and came back. Anyways, most important thing, winter has come, it has gone, it's starting to melt away, and the green is starting to come back. So at this point, we can we can continue building. But I thought I would take stock and show you where things are at. With all the people that have been moving into this area, it has done exactly what I wanted. So now the medical university is completely packed with all the employees that it needs, and it is operating at 133%, which is awesome. The disease control center, same thing, fully packed out, 133%. No patients here. Well, no surprise because it is quite far away, but you know what? It's fine. It's giving me all the boosts across the city, right? 25% disease infection, minus 25% health effects on pollution, which is amazing. And then same with the technical institution as well. It is also operating at capacity. I believe all of these offices, at least the majority of them, seem to also have at least 50% of their employees, which is boosting their efficiency as well. So that is pretty awesome. Over here, we're going to continue the expansion. Not going to be anything wow. We're just going to continue with the residential expansion. But I'm thinking when I get here, I might make this slightly more medium density, coming away from the city and then blending out into this area. But for now, more family homes in and around this area. Let's get it going. So after running all of the roads, electricity and water and sewage and everything, I noticed that we are quite low on our sewage treatment. We are basically producing more than we can process. So I want to go ahead and expand out on our sewage treatment very quickly. I'm pretty sure I had expanded this the first time, but I guess not. So I want to expand its capacity a little bit, and then I want to find an episode where we can dedicate to coming and making this place look kind of funky. So I always wanted to plonk down this one. This adds, what is it? Purification rate, 10%. Increases the sewage purification rate, not capacity. And this one provides increased processing capacity. So this one adds another 100,000 cubic meters per month. So let's expand out using these two. Can I fit both of them in? I cannot. So let me get rid of this roundabout. I think I might even want to get rid of this road completely. And then we can plonk down one over here and one maybe over there. Or maybe right next to each other like so. So let's just terraform this area a tad bit, nothing too hectic. And then we should be able to plonk down another one right here. So then that should increase our capacity by another 200,000 cubic meters. And I think, there we go. So that then puts us in a slightly better position. It's not the greatest, but it is a better position that we're currently at. And we'll make a plan and come back and develop out this entire sewage treatment area. All right, so back here, let us start getting all the zoning and stuff in. I'm probably going to put a small bit of commercial just along the main road, and then it's going to be all the residential stuff around it. Let's get into it. Alrighty, we have filled out this entire area. Ooh, this chappy sticks out. I like it. So, entire area is done. I decided to plonk down a couple of offices in between there because I noticed that my unemployment rate is slowly starting to rise. My demand for medium and low density is also starting to go down. I don't know if it's I think it is because of a decrease in the availability of jobs. I don't know. I'm guessing. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. We've crossed the 100,000 population mark. I did not even realize that. But this is awesome. We have massive sprawl. What is currently missing? So, currently we don't have medical cover in this area other than that up there. But I mean, this whole area is not really green. And we also don't have police coverage. Right, there isn't any police station anywhere nearby to any of these places except over there. So I want to try and get a police station somewhere around maybe here, so it's fairly central to all of these areas. And then we've got a firehouse here. I think that should be enough to cover this area, so we don't need to worry too much. And then I want to get a clinic as well in here, probably somewhere. I think this will be our services spot. So clinic, police, I'll plonk both of them in this area. And then we will then work out a whole bunch of stuff around it. I think in between this space and that space, I'll try and have a bit more medium density if the demand is there for it. So we're probably going to have a few more offices maybe around here. I think this will be a nice place to have a small office park. So create a few more jobs so that we can have people move in, and then put some services around here, and then just residential areas all the way across to there. I'm thinking of making a slight modification to this intersection here, but we'll worry about it when we get to it. All right, I think let me start off with a small office park here, and then we will continue the extension out in that direction. We are building today, people. We are building. Another one. We just unlocking these things today. All right, so I'm assuming this is an office building that we've unlocked. So let's go have a look. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, this is humongous. Oh, it's nice and big, actually. I wonder. Let's see what it looks like over here. So if we plonk this down right there, I think this might explain why there is such an office park here, right? It's a big development that is taking place. And if my plan to get medium density in and around the services here pans out, I think this might all blend in very well together. So I am going to leave that there. I think that looks good. I just hope it doesn't change the land value of this area too much, such that, you know, residential houses do not want it anymore. Okay, cool. So we are still good. I think these are fine. It's not affecting any of that area too adversely. Looking good. Let's continue. I think I'll just put a few more parking spots and then some offices, and then we will consider this area done. Alrighty, office park done and dusted. So we've got it nestled in very nicely around this hill, which is really what I love. I didn't realize this cut into the landscape that much. Anyways, it's not a train smash. It's easy to deal with this sort of things. Just a little bit of terraforming and we should be good. Then if I level this out, it should hide a lot of the cliff texture that is showing all around over there. But yeah, I think this is all right. It's a nice place for people to come in and work. Nice place to drive past as you're going. One of the things I want to monitor is whether or not this will create a traffic issue over here. If so, I will remove it and let this be the sole entrance into it. Since there isn't much happening here yet, it should be fine in getting in handling the traffic going into the spot. All right, let's work out how to put in a few of the services like police and so on into this area. I must be honest, I did not think that the medium density was going to hold out for me to be able to fill out this entire space. But it has, and I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm very happy. Let's continue. Oh, you know what? Before I continue, I want to address this traffic here. I mean, this is... Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The whole place is pretty much gridlocked. And it's because of all these guys trying to get down here. Anyways, I'm going to just create a quick diversion off of here to join this highway to give this place just another flow so that the cars are not all sitting here trying to turn on here. There we go. I think that should give a nice way across. And then over here, I think the last thing that we need to do is probably downgrade this one to right here, down to a 3-laner, so that we have a merge lane over here for these chaps. I think let's go a little further back over there. There we go. So these two come in, they will merge in, they have a single lane, and then this becomes a 2-lane where the two of them continue down without slowing each other down. And already I see a lot of cars are starting to shoot off here. I don't know if I should turn off a left turn here. Right turn, and then that will allow this to just flow freely. But I suspect that over time the cars will naturally start using this. So I'll leave this for now, and we'll see how that gets sorted out in the future. Let's see how it sorts itself out. All right, let's continue with this. But actually, before I continue this build, what I want to do is I want to get one more elementary school in this space right here. So I'm gonna start off by putting the elementary school, so it's the focal point, and then we'll extend the roads out from where it is. Alrighty, let's look at where we are at, because we have filled out a lot. Wow, that is big. That's a lot of development. I'm really hoping, like the sort of vibe that I'm trying to go for is, once all these trees grow out, we should see a nice thick forest or thick growth around this expressway that is connecting all of these areas. So you should see nice, big, tall, green stuff all around it, and then just residential spaces and all kinds of stuff that is going on in between. But yeah, here we go. Things are happening. I thought I wasn't going to like very much how these are developing, but I think I love it. Looking at the entire area, it looks like it's a place that is still... It's about to be gentrified, basically. That is the exact look that I wanted for this space. So I'm very happy with how that is looking. And trying to distribute these medium density apartments, I think is giving that look very, very nicely. We are almost at the end. I don't think I'm going to put anything here. I'm going to make it or assume that this is like swampland, and so it wasn't really conducive for too much development. What I want to do now is to just fill out this area around the elementary school, and then I think we will be calling it quits. Alrighty, let us take a look at where we are at. Oh man, what a huge build. Look at that. We have filled out all of that area. The only place I didn't do is over here, right? Because I had wanted this place to fill out as well. I'll see. Yeah, right now it looks like this video is going to be extremely long. Also, I had been wanting to do this for a while, like to tuck in a bunch of buildings into this little nook around the highway, right? It's something I've been wanting to do for quite a bit. So the idea is that they needed to get another way onto the highway to try and alleviate traffic maybe off of that space, and so they just worked their way around here. Maybe this is land they couldn't acquire or whatever, something along the lines, and so they squeezed the road in and around here. I can just imagine how noisy a place like this will be, but you know what, it is what it is. I wanted to get in a lot of the low rent housing in here, but I didn't have, or they don't come in certain sizes, so I used the regular ones instead. But we'll keep monitoring it, and if it is really bad, we'll see what to do. In fact, I actually don't care. We want different types of things to happen, right? So some areas will be conducive for people, others will not. The traffic here is still pretty bad, but let's see. Let's leave it. Let's let it clear itself out. Every time I do massive builds like this, traffic always tends to pile up, but eventually it will sort itself out. I honestly thought I was gonna have to come back in and change some of the density levels, but looking at it right now, I am very happy with that. So before we end, I've decided I'm going to fill this little nook in, just so that the area is complete, so we know that all the space between all the hills are all filled up. I've been wanting to do a massive build like this for a long time, one that completely transforms the look of the city. So this video probably going to be super long. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's get it in. right. Yeah. That was a lot. Oh, my poor fingers. You know, when you get to the point where you've been zoning for so long that all you want is to get to the end and finish. Oh, I feel like that's where I'm at. Everybody, we have got massive residential in here. This place is still growing out, so it's probably going to take a little bit before it all finishes. I'll wait until everything grows out, of course, before recording all of the cinematics. But yeah, look at that. We actually filled in all of the area that I had intended to fill out. And look at the growth of the city. I mean, come on. That is huge expansion. And we're now starting to see the residential sprawl that will basically make the downtown highlight a bit more when looking at it from afar. And so far the trees aren't grown yet, so I'm not really happy with how everything looks. But after about a year or so, game year that is, all of this is going to be all grown out, and I think it's going to look super posh. I cannot continue residential expansion further because of this chappie. From what I can remember, there's a ton of air pollution around here. Yeah, so perfect ending to it. We'll probably extend the road out and maybe start new development in and around this space. I don't know, maybe we'll just leave it a forest. We'll see what we get in time. But otherwise, everybody, this is it. It's big. I'm speaking prematurely. I've not edited this video yet, but I'm going to assume that this is going to be longer than my usual videos. And if it is, I do apologize, but I hope you enjoy it anyways. I think we got a lot done. The only thing I didn't get around to doing today was setting up things like the public transport lines. That is something that is definitely coming. We'll probably do that in the next video. We'll connect up the downtown to Hillside Research Institute as well as to the surrounding areas over here. So with everything now done, I just want to see what coverage is like. So we've got healthcare clinic that covers up pretty much all of this space. Education, we're still lagging behind on elementary school. I was considering putting another one in this space because this one is full, but you know what? It's something that we'll address again in coming videos, but we are at least trending back in the right direction, which is good. Fire coverage, this entire area is sorted, which is good. Police, this entire area is sorted, which is also good. And then the only thing that's left then is to set up all of the public transport routes to come in and to come into all of the space. We are making a ton of money, which is awesome. All of these buildings, or at least the vast majority of them, have got their employees now, which is great. I believe all of them are operating at over 100% capacity now, or efficiency, which is awesome. Next video, I want to address a lot of the issues that have arisen as a result of all of this massive expansion, such as we've got our unemployment has actually gone down. Oh, great. I guess the offices are kicking into gear. Otherwise, everybody, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the video get noticed. If you've been here a while, you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please give it a smash. Turn on the notifications so that you don't miss a single video when it comes out. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, my YouTube members, for all the extra support that you show. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Everybody, as we go into the cinematics, I hope you enjoy, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Cheers!